Hi everyone, for today's book review we're going to be checking out RMS Queen Mary, Voices from Her Voyages, written by Nicole Strickland. Now there are various types of maritime history books. You have the photo history book, which is a compilation of photos and detailed captions, such as this one for the Queen Mary. You have the technical history books, which focus on the engineering and the mechanics of the ship, such as this one. And then you have the general history books that look at all facets of the life of ships. And for Queen Mary, we have this as the example. The point of difference of Nicole Strickland's book is that it is a compilation of memoirs, recollections, memories, experiences, diary entries of individuals who voyaged, worked on the Queen Mary throughout all aspects of her life. This includes everyone from crew members to passengers and passengers of all classes, as well as troops, war brides, and even visitors who have stayed on the Queen Mary during the last phase of her career as a hotel and convention center. From a historical perspective, it is the compilation of these primary sources that really bring history to life, because we can truly appreciate the mood, the vibe, if you will, the voices of the people of the time. Historians will look at these accounts with a grain of salt, particularly the recollections, because as is human nature, over time memories get not just slightly faded, but their meanings get warped as particular events come to signify particular milestones in a person's life, be it positive or negative. But for those that aren't interested in the intricacies of historical recollection and want to just focus on hearing the voices of those who lived and worked, trooped, voyaged, travelled, stayed on the Queen Mary, well then this book is perfect for you, because it is chock full of it. And what it is also extremely valuable is that it is a broad look at different areas. Normally with passenger liners, we tend to get extensive accounts of passengers, namely first-class passengers, and the poor crew tend to be relegated to either footnotes or side accounts. Not so in this book. We do have a generous amount of crew member accounts who give us the alternative look at what it was like to work on a North Atlantic ocean liner. And variety is everything, and this book has it. We get accounts of troops whose experiences on the Queen Mary were far different from what a millionaire travelling in 1938 or 39 would have experienced. Likewise, those who travelled in the 1950s and 60s had also quite a different experience, particularly in the later part of the Queen Mary's life, as fashions and modes and attitudes changed. All this is captured within the book, and the spirit of the people comes alive, and it is an absolute joy to read it. And the great benefit of this particular book is that a portion of the proceeds from this particular book will go towards benefiting the Queen Mary Heritage Foundation. So not only are you enjoying the history of the Queen Mary, but by purchasing this book you're also helping preserve the Queen Mary. So really it's a win-win for everyone. There is a photo section towards the third quarter of the book. The photo reproduction leaves a lot to be desired, but that's not the focus of this book. Most of the photos are taken from personal photo albums, so the photos will be slightly bit on the fuzzy side, but being personal, they do offer a more intimate look than the typical staged portraits of liners or officers, or even publicity photos of first-class passengers trundling around the promenade decks. For those of you who love to read about accounts from those who voyaged and worked on the great liners, then this book is an absolute goldmine. Credit to Nicole Strickland for compiling a wide variety of accounts from crew members, passengers of all classes, troops, war brides, and bringing the story of the Queen Mary right through to the modern era with accounts from those who had some fascinating experiences while staying on the Queen Mary now as a hotel and convention center. For all that, this book is a 3.5 captain's hats. The photo reproduction could be better, but again, this is not the point of the book, and the photos, be it the way they are, still add a personal and intimate touch to the overall accounts that you get in this book. And, as I've said, by purchasing this book, you are also contributing a portion of those proceeds towards helping the Queen Mary Foundation. A link for this book is included down below for those of you who are interested. So, do check it out. A fantastic compilation and historical account of the people who had the pleasure and the privilege to not just work but also voyage on that fantastic ocean liner, the Queen Mary. Do enjoy.